Hey guys, welcome to another live stream. Kind of hope you guys noticed my haircut, which I'm not really sure whether I like it or not yet. But I think it's definitely kind of cool, and I might even color it. But I'm actually hoping Isla will be seeing this because I'm also a bit anxious. Well, there's a lot of awesome stuff going on right now. There's also some infuriating stuff, and there's also some things that like I don't know which way they could go, but yeah, I'm sorry I haven't made a stream in a couple or a video of any kind in a couple of days, but we're doing it now, and so I mean we'll actually have a Chromebook from my school, which apparently I have a like I can check out my classes and I can also check out people like my teachers and my and the students or classmates there. And there are some people that I think they should be coming. I think they're coming back to school here, and I'm like, when I don't see their names in there, I'm like, wait, what? Oh my god! Like, oh no! Please tell me that they decided to do it. And also, I guess on Monday I'll find out. Or maybe for the most part. Maybe Tuesday. Well, you never know who's gonna show up at your first class, really. But I'm kind of hoping that there are some cool people. I mean, there are some students that I know well, and I'm actually surprised that a lot of the boys, they chose to continue going to the same school, and a lot of the girls like they wanted to go to a different school, which is just a high school, but we are in a school that goes all the way from kindergarten to 12th grade. So yeah, I'm here and I'm hoping that. I mean, like I heard there are some people considering like if they want to come here or like again or back if they or maybe just try in general. And in fact, there's even a student who, well, I think I saw their brother in the list, but they're not in it, which that's weird. And I feel like they might be the same age, if not the sister or being younger or whatever, and a ninth grader, but also the brother being, well, actually, I'm not sure what grade he's in, but probably the same, if not far apart. Maybe 10th grade, but I'm in a class with 9th and 10th graders, which, that's cool. And hang on, do I hear, oh no, please don't tell me my stream's gonna be ruined, but it's okay, I can restart it, or I could just, I mean, if you're seeing this, I probably didn't restart it, or maybe I did some kind of pausing, like muting, to make sure that things continued to go smoothly. But yeah, me not knowing who's gonna show up and me kind of hoping that there's some of my favorite people that show up to school, and not knowing who will or won't. That's kind of why I call this stream Angst or Not. Also, well, actually, another thing that's making me a bit anxious is the fact that let's say there's a subject I don't really know whether to say it's a friend of ours or a certain object or something. I really don't know what to say because, well, I know what it is, but I feel a bit nervous to say it to Isla, who keeps posting it on her channel. So, oh no, this is gonna no. So I'm hoping that we can, hoping that well, actually there are actually more that there's actually maybe like two things that worry me about that. One, oh, that's weird. Just give a second, and the timer that shows how long I've been live for. I'm not really sure. Well, I mean, I feel like that might have been what I saw, but I mean, I guess you guys couldn't really tell. But there's two things that are concerning me a bit. One, I'm hoping that it's not a case of, well, I know it's a friend that doesn't really, yeah, I said it, or something that probably shouldn't be filmed, or someone who probably shouldn't be filmed. Let's just go with that. Forget that thing I said earlier. If you're watching it or seeing it, and come on, please check it out. I emailed you, and apparently you're not watching my stream. Actually, this might work as some nice light, actually. You know what, let's keep it darker in here because I've been on screens a lot today. I probably shouldn't mention that when people can hear me, but yeah, there's that. And I'm hoping that it's not a case of I'm not allowed to post that thing on my channel, but Isla is, and I mean it's like, oh, do they feel uncomfortable with me specifically? Maybe with the goals I've tried to achieve with that in the past, or really probably not a good idea for Isla to post that either, because, or maybe she doesn't know about it. But what I'm a bit worried about is that, okay, yeah, that time I caught it. That it totally skipped a second, the time and how long I've been left for. But anyway, I'm really hoping that I'm really hoping that it can be relaxed, and I actually don't know. I'm a bit worried about it, and I really want to say something, although I think it might cause a problem, probably for me, but I'm not really sure what. Like, although now that I think of it, I kind of do want to do a prank on her, maybe by texting all the people that I know are subscribed to her, and then tell them tomorrow morning or whenever. I actually haven't figured out a time, and I don't know if I want to do this or not, but if I do, I'll probably make a video on it, and yeah, like, see if she notices, why did I lose all those subscribers? And of course, well, I make sure that was that weird timing or something I skipped? I'm not really paying attention anymore, maybe, but or maybe I'm just looking at the time here on how long I've been streaming for, and well, I'm just gonna forget it, or like not let it be my main focus. But I'm hoping that. What am I hoping? Well, I was thinking something. But yeah, I'm like a bit worried, like, don't put that on the internet. But I'm also worried, like, about, like, do you have that permission and I don't? Which I'm a bit worried that maybe that kind of makes me feel like an outcast, but I mean, I think we're good. I really want to say something about it to make sure that we're all good, although that might cause a further problem. I might have mentioned that already, but I guess there's nowhere else we can go but to continue on talking about what's making me anxious or not, or what I can't tell is going to make me anxious or not. And so I'm just thinking about a lot of possibilities for. And here's a. Here's a. What was I thinking? Oh my God! Why can't they? Why just can they be quiet, please? Well, I can't really communicate that to them so easily when I'm in here, but so yeah, I want to try. What was I thinking? Okay, there's more. Also having to do with well, not really that, but well, actually, first of all, I want to point out this actually has to do with gaming. You know, if you watch my channel a lot, you know I do a lot of gaming, and well, there's this game Shadow Fight 2, which I actually played through it like 3 years ago on my channel. I mean, it took me like half a year to play through like the whole game, but also I made a bunch of parts to it, and to me that was good content at the time. Maybe not so much now, but I was getting started, and also you can notice a big difference in my voice and how my script. Oh, that's weird. The length the bar change where the time is contained, but that's weird. Yeah, please get my attention off that because but the mistakes it's making is catching my eye. But okay, and it just skipped more time, and now I feel like it slowed down, or like it stopped a second for 2 seconds and didn't really catch up. But anyway, I don't know. I'm not telling too much about that. But there's this so yeah, I played through the game, which is pretty cool. I feel like I could do it again and maybe make better content. And I think I figured out an easy way to avoid that mistake where part of the content doesn't show up. Like I record it and sometimes not all of the video would show up due to a mistake. Maybe because my iPad doesn't have enough storage. But also, I have a new iPad now, and it has lots of free storage, except not very much iCloud storage. But I can figure something out, and well, anyway, I mean, this is for game, and I don't know why I'm talking about it as if I'm going to play it again, which I don't know if I will, probably not. But also, there's also the Underworld, which I haven't checked out or like I haven't played much, but I still play the game to this day, doing rematches, like every once in a while I check it out, and try to rebeat previous bosses and maybe get rewards, but also what I think is is fun is that I've been playing the Underworld too. And actually, I've been trying to rebeat May, which it feels impossible. I have a lot of upgrades, but literally, there's nothing that you can get to. I mean, you literally can't upgrade it enough to be strong enough to beat her. But so yeah, I've been trying to rebeat May, and I don't even know how long I've been doing it for, but I'd probably maybe try it maybe like 100, maybe even 1,000 times to do it. But another thing I've been doing in the game is I've also been playing the Underworld, like I just said, and I think it's pretty fun. And there's a new tier, tier 4, which I'm very impressed by because of how well designed it is. Because first up, there's tier 1, which you get there are 4 bosses on the first tier, and so there's Volcano, who I forget how much of a shield he has, but like I think that he has like 15 lives that you have to damage all of it before the time is up, which I forget the time limits on each of these. But it's pretty fun. Well, this one not so much because it's a very small reward that you're getting, because the easiest one, but also there's harder ones like Megalith is still pretty easy. The first tier is like very easy. And Megalith you get. Volcano has some pretty cool abilities, like he can also annoying, but I mean, I guess the point is for him to try to beat you, and you try to beat him, but like some of the things that he does, like his weapon, I think it's called ornamental sabers, which you can do like a spinning slash like that with them, and like do 5 of them, which is pretty painful. Looks pretty painful and also annoying because like once you get hit by it, you can't really escape it until the attack is over, which annoys me. Even when I do that to my enemies, that's weird. Why do I annoy myself by doing something like painful? And I guess the point of the game is to beat a lot of characters, and also he has that magic fire pillar which you have to dodge, and I don't know if this is a mistake or not, but recently when I've been playing, he charges magic very quickly, or at least for the first time in a round. But yeah, that's kind of annoying, and it's kind of difficult to dodge, and I can do it, but just I need to be in the right position and ready for it. And his ability is teleporting, which doesn't really feel like a guy thing in this game. But more important, but anyway, they're like they usually share an ability with a boss in the regular game, the regular story part. But there's also Megalith, who has ice powers. Well, he also has Coral Prickle, that's his weapon, which it's like Knuckles, which it's kind of painful. Well, I don't know why I'm going over too much detail of each of these, but yeah. Yeah, there's Fungus, Vortex, which I think what I remember, Vortex might have like 85 lives. Well, I'm talking about how much damage you have to do if you want to if you want to finish it. And there are some techniques I've learned from playing it that you want to kind of work on. Well, maybe I shouldn't give you these ideas if you're going to play against me, but take them if you want to get better at the game in that sort of format, like the Underworld. And you're also, so there's Fatum, the first boss in Tier 2, which this is a pretty different world, and the backgrounds are cool too. Like, I feel like there's cities or ruins with Arcos, the next boss, and Hoxen, and another boss who, like, that's when it gets tough, because then there's a lot of lives that you have to take away from them. And so what I've done, well, that's usually what I have, like where I have enough keys to go for the first boss. Like that's the farthest out one that I can do, as in newest and most advanced. And usually I do a raid against him and hopefully try to, and what I usually do, well, I don't really, I hope for all the damage to be done, so that you can get your reward, but also you want to inflict enough damage, and so that it'll count and you will have been included. And so what I like to do for a lot of these advanced raids, like maybe in Tier 2 and especially more so on later, I like to use charges of darkness, especially the medium ones. I mean, I get a lot of those. Well, sometimes I actually have like 10 right now, which that's a pretty good number for me, because they're hard to get, and I mean sometimes, well, actually I realize when you go on later they kind of get easy to get, and I'll tell you why I think that. But yeah, I try to, I think you need to deal about 500 damage, which then you can get a lot of points. So then you can get your damage counted, because it's enough damage. And also, like, sometimes if it were an earlier raid, I'd usually try to go for first place, because you get a bonus prize if you're in first place. But I think, well, you can still get pretty good prizes in lower places, in like in the harder bosses, and like you can get some charges. Well, it kind of start out slow, and this I got a key for Carcer, the first boss in the third Underworld tier, which this guy's actually pretty interesting looking. You guys can go check it out. But so yeah, so then if I didn't already have one, then, but I might. But if I didn't already have one, then I'd probably get a medium charge, which I'd use to deal about 500 damage. And of course, I try to do a regular damage too. and so then I would want to like deal enough damage, and then I'd get a a medium charge of darkness or two or something, if it's most likely no matter what place I'm in, and so usually I try not to waste my charges on trying to get into first place, but also another thing that you want to hope goes well if you're trying to save your charges and get your reward is that other players do enough damage before the time runs out, because then you can all finish it. Well, those who actually qualified with enough damage, which you probably did most of the time. And then if so yeah, that would be that's what you want that. And then you want to get what was I thinking? So yeah, then for Dracana, the next boss, who you're gonna want to do 500 damage. Like if you probably don't already know, like I said a few times already, a medium charge of darkness, and then that's cool, and you can use that to so yeah, the same story. And then for Tenebrous, you actually want to deal more damage. I hope I'm saying this right, but I think you want to get like about 1,000 damage. So that time I used 2 medium charges, which I'm actually like, I try to make sure that I have to or can easily deal 1,000 damage before entering that one. But yeah, I'm hoping that but yeah, if you deal enough damage and the other players collaborate good enough, if they participate enough, then that can be a good one. And then as you go on, you can kind of notice that no matter what position you're in, you can get a lot of medium charges. You can get more medium charges no matter what place you're in. Like, I forget what place I was in. I think it was near the bottom when I was in a raid against Saturn, who like, and then my reward was like 5 medium charges of darkness. That was really good. But actually, first of all, the gatekeeper, who next boss, who actually, this guy's pretty interestingly designed, because he's a robot that floats, so there's some moves you can't do on him so easily or at all. But yeah, that one you also want to deal 1,000 damage to, so I would recommend using your 2 medium charges of darkness as soon as you can, and make sure you actually get it right, because I think they can be stopped, and rarely but sometimes they can be dodged, and you want to make sure you get it right, which sometimes it can be difficult for me, but most of the time I do pretty good with hitting them with it. And then so you're gonna want to, or if you have a large charge of darkness, which you can't really dodge and it's unstoppable, then you could also use that. If you have one of those, it'll immediately deal 1,000 damage, about 1,000 damage. And so then I just go on, and then I get the key for the next boss, and that would be Saturn. Like I just mentioned, you can be you can, well, this time you want to deal a little more than 1,000. So I'd use charges, well, probably 2 mediums or 1 large, but also try to do your own regular damage, like with your weapons and stuff. Or you could also anytime throw in small charges, which I usually tend to have a lot of, which is nice. But yeah, you're gonna want to do that. And then the blackness, which another tough boss, you're gonna want to use. I think what I did was I used 3 medium charges of darkness against her, and hope as soon as possible. And her moves are actually kind of hard to dodge or stop, and like the enchantments work a bit too well on you when you're the lower tiers you go. Well, higher number, lower underground. But yeah, there's that. And thanks to me actually winning from the raid against her today, I finally got to play against Stalker, the last boss. Well, hopefully there will be more in the future, because I think that really keeps this game alive. And I don't think they get added very frequently, but well, I mean, if you're making a new tier, then they'll probably get added pretty quickly, but then there'll probably be some time before there's another tier. If there's another tier, which I'm hoping there will be. I'm actually wondering, is it going to take forever to get to the tier you want to get to? Maybe they could add a scroll or something where you could select what tier you want to go to. But yeah, that's an idea for the game. And I think that if you also want to get, what was I thinking? But yeah, I played soccer and I also used, I think I used 3 medium charges, and then I just dealt a bunch of damage, and he's actually easier than he seems, I think. But yeah, that was good, and I got a lot of charges. Like I got maybe even 7. I don't remember exactly, but probably at least 5 medium charges, and I got a key for Saturn, which I went back and replayed that part of the tier, the underworld, and so I kept playing it as I got more and more points to just do it, loop around, just goes on, and I'm like in the top 5 or something right now, and hopefully I can get a good reward at the end of the season, which I forget when it is. It might be tomorrow, might be the day after. Actually, you know what I'm hoping for will come out soon. Probably a Geometry Dash update, because there's supposed like Rob Top made a contest. It was for the non-copyright sound, the Gauntlet contest for 2.2, which I know a lot of creators made their levels for that, and I'm hoping that, well, today was the deadline. Does that mean we're gonna get an update tomorrow or something, or hopefully soon? Hopefully within the next week, we should get it. Like, is it gonna be 2.207 or 2.21? I'm not really sure, but I think there are a bunch of other features that we're waiting for that got delayed and that we want to see. And I think RobTop might be finished with them. But tell me if I'm wrong. Give me any additional information if you got it or I need to know. And that should be concerning about the thing or not. The update, or maybe it's probably an update. But yeah, this is probably going to be exciting. I want to try these new levels, which that'll be fun, and hopefully, well, are they gonna be something more than just called a gauntlet, or we'll see. But anyway, Geometry Dash, and there's one more thing that's causing me, well, anxiety, which, well, it's more of a, dang it, this didn't happen. This week was supposed to be epic, and it turned out to be a huge fail. Because, well, and hopefully you haven't seen any recent streams for me to tell you that they were doing a video with Rosie and her kid, some friends that for an AI generated story video, an alien babysitter story, which we haven't made a virus detector, AI generated story. We haven't made a video like that since March, and I'm hoping that we can make one like next week maybe, or like weekend. Hopefully, I really hope we can make it. And I'm sorry, but yeah, the reason I'm saying I hope you haven't seen recent streams is because I was promising that there would be one this Tuesday or following day or something. Like maybe today or yesterday it would have gone up, but nope. I'm very disappointed, and I heard the reason for that because Z's sick and needed extra care, which I heard that there was like a medicine that was recommended that should help her recover in 24 hours, and she was still sick after like maybe a day or maybe 2 or 3 days. I'm not actually sure, but hopefully she's better. And I made kind of a mistake by sending Rosie, the mom, who a message about how disappointed I was, which it was a picture of that took in the backyard of some rage I let out. Like I threw camping chairs off the deck, and I even popped a ball, and well, originally, well, I wasn't really, well, I also got a napkin and like tore it up and lit it on fire in the backyard, which, I mean, I figured that might be a good way to show how disappointed I am, but I think the point that I kind of showed that I was making was that I wanted her to feel my pain rather than me wanting to let anger out, or really put into that perspective the sick thing. And I should have more consideration for that. But I want to say I looked into the future, and turns out that there's a bunch of other unfortunate things about like when your friends don't show up. I mean, I feel there's some friends that I bet are not gonna be around for something, which, I mean, I know they really want to, and I really feel like saying this to myself, that I'm gonna let it define me as a guy who's not very good at planning, but it really doesn't define me, and so I'm hoping. I'm really hoping we can do this video soon, and so my mom said let her reach out to us before asking about trying to reschedule the plan for video making. But I think we're trying to do this video, and I'm just a bit anxious. Like, there's that. Not only that, but another thing that was supposed to happen this week, I think, was actually a hangout with my friend Ronald and their sister, who, um, like, their mom had a busy schedule, which it was like getting ready for school to start. And I'm also, I mean, I don't know if it's the time that I'm disappointed by. I mean, the fact that we haven't hung out much in a while, or at least after the apology, or we didn't really hang out much during summer. And same thing with Rosie and her kid, or like trying to make a video, um, on an AI generated story. But still, what might be terrible is that the fact, I mean, it took a long time, but maybe I'm not actually sure. I'm not actually sure what I think, but maybe the worst part is that it'll probably be by the time school started, which it would have been nicer before I had a lot on my mind, because excuse me, I wish it were I wish we could have done it before school starts, and so that's just a point. And now I get it, why these things didn't work out. And while I'd like to think this, and I feel like I've been told this, but also part of me doesn't want to believe that we're trying to make it happen. So yeah, there are virus detected, also AI generated story videos coming up. I am letting you know. There's that, and I would have really wanted to show. I really would have wanted to show. Like have a good time with Wyatt and the assistant. Maybe even have like a party here or something. Where, I mean, there's some music I've been listening to that I think they'd like, but also, what else? I think that's about it for the stream. I hope you guys are doing good. Good night. Hoping you guys are having a good night, if it's night where you are. But I'm gonna say good night. It would be nice if, please subscribe. That would be nice. And that's about it for this stream. I'll see you next time.